The main event, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline 2.0 in this match consisting of Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. The entrances were fire for Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Like, man, it was like, I would say, this match was like, it was like a WrestleMania. Well, in terms of the entrances, they were WrestleMania-like. That was awesome. Man, it was crazy too, seeing Roman Reigns for the first time in almost 4 years walking out without the championship. No championship around his waist. Like, you have to go all the way back to Payback 2020 for that. Like, that was pretty cool. That was pretty just insane trying to get used to it. Even Michael Cole mentioned it on commentary. So this match, it takes a while for Roman and Cody to decide who's gonna face each other, but the match kicks off with Jacob Fatu pretty much eating all of Cody Rhodes' offense until Solo Sikoa tags himself in. They spent a lot of time milking the audience for when Cody tags Roman. Audience was very much hot for both Roman and Cody in this match, as they are the top two baby faces. There's even a moment where Michael Cole, I mentioned this out, shout out to my buddy of Too Sweet Cosplay, Steve-O. I mentioned this while we were all in a chat during the PLE, where Michael Cole, there's a part where Michael Cole says, "Look who Solo Sikoa has defeated over the last year instead of this year," as if it felt like he was focusing, like he kind of ended up name dropping everybody that Solo Sikoa had defeated up to his win with John Cena, and there wasn't much you could say about this year because he kept losing so much. And they didn't really start building him up with big wins again until right before SummerSlam. So yeah, that was something. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, I'm sweating here. It is hot, but I got my fan off here so that way it doesn't pick up into the microphone. So my apologies there. But yeah, when it comes to this match, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa, they spend the next portion of the match dominating Roman Reigns a bit and mostly Cody, which is a typical formula that you see with a lot of these bloodline matches where the heels do a very methodical beat down and then eventually the babyface get the hot tag in and start making a comeback and then the action starts picking up. So that tends to be the formula that they tend to go with any of these tag team matches for the bloodline. Now, during this beatdown, Jacob Fatu has a very devastating hip attack to both Cody and Roman Reigns. Certainly, he can give Toni Storm's hip attack a run for its money. That's some competition right there. If you see her hip attack in AEW, it looks like their head just completely nearly whiplashes right off the shoulders. Brutal looking stuff. Eventually, though, Roman does get that hot tag, and the audience becomes unglued as he starts laying into Solo Sikoa. Man, we get a cool sequence of Roman Reigns where he goes for the Superman punch, but Solo blocks it with the Samoan so that he can go for the Samoan spike, only for Roman to then counter it into a crucifix pin, which of course does not get the pinfall, but that was really cool. So it's nice. You don't see that from Roman too often, so that was really good to see. By the way, we got a lot of FU Solo chants, so the heat on Solo was very much real through this whole match. There's even one part where the fans start chanting, "You can't wrestle," and Solo's like, you talking about me? You talking about me? And I was kind of with Solo. I'm like, Solo has definitely proved that he's more than capable in the rings when it comes to wrestling. So yeah. And then Jacob Fatu was just being an absolute beast with that awesome part where he does the whole thing where he jumps from the where he's in the ring and he jumps up to all the turnbuckles and then does the moonsault from there. Man, just crazy athleticism. He was on fire, as he was trying to take out Roman Reigns and Cody, and at one point it's him and Cody outside the ring, and man, he runs towards Cody and Cody gets out the way, and so Jacob goes right through the barricade, but he eats it again, and he's just throwing chairs all around, and then Cody's at the point where he's just yelling, "Just stay down," and he hits him with the crossroads and throws him onto the ring apron. It reminds me a lot of Dragon Ball Z Movie 6 when Vegeta was asking Cooler, "Why won't you stay down?" He's like, "Why won't you stay down?" Pop down. He starts shooting the blast against Meta Cooler. That was like some really insane stuff. But then Cody, he goes onto the top of the rope and he tells Roman Reigns, I trust you to finish this. Once again, another Dragon Ball reference, kind of like in, what was it, the Turn into Power, when Vegeta falls out of the ring and he shoots his last bit of energy to Son Goku and says, I leave it all to you, Kakarot. It's like Cody's like, I leave it all to you, Roman Reigns. And then Cody does this huge splash from the top rope onto the announce table, crashing through Jacob Fatu, which finally keeps Jacob Fatu down. This really made Jacob look like a monster. Cody taking himself out to take out Jacob. So that was really cool, man. And then it comes down in the ending, closing part to the match. It comes down to Roman and Solo, and the audience is hot. Roman, he comes in to try and finish Solo off with the Superman punch, but the Tonga brothers come out to distract Roman as Solo delivers a spear, but Roman, of course, is able to kick out. And by this point, we end up seeing that there's another guy wearing a black hoodie, and this was pretty much shades of SummerSlam 2023, because the guy in the black hoodie does super kicks, and it's pretty obvious that the audience starts to realize who this is. He knocks out the Tonga brothers, and it is revealed to be the returning Jimmy Uso, wearing a new shirt that says "They Not the Ones," or I think it was like "They Not Us," or "They Not the Ones." But that was really cool, and this is a huge pop for Jimmy Uso. And now with with the rest of the bloodline out, this now comes down to Roman Reigns, who uses this distraction to hit Solo with the spear and pick up the 1-2-3 for him and Cody Rhodes. And this leads to a part in the match at the end where Jimmy, after the match is done, Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns embrace, and they're talking about how, despite the heavy tensions, it's kind of like the OG bloodline. Jimmy and Roman are hugging, audience is going wild. Cody Rhodes eventually gets back in the ring, and he's basically looking off, and they kind of have like this stare off, but it's like a stare off of respect, because you kept your word and everything. And so Roman and Jimmy decide to leave, and this is where Cody is in the ring, and he gets jumped by all four members of the new bloodline. And Jimmy, he ends up convincing Roman Reigns, saying, hey, he had our back, now let's do the right thing. And so Roman and Jimmy end up going back in to save Cody, and the three of them, wipe clean house with all the new bloodline members and everything, and the crowd is going wild. And then we hear, if you smell what The Rock is cooking, and the audience goes wild. The final boss returns, and this is obviously the reason why this is going to be main event. And there was talk that The Rock would be there because he was in Atlanta. So Rock comes out with his championship that was awarded to him by Muhammad Ali's widow. And yeah, he's just looking at this site, and the way The Rock sold this was just perfect. He looks so disappointed to see that Roman and Jimmy, his family, was fighting alongside Cody Rhodes to take out their very own family. And there's the part where The Rock, the show ends where The Rock, a close up of The Rock's face, and he's just got this look, and he raises the people's eyebrow, and then he leaves and walks off, and that's how the show concludes. So, man, that was indeed an epic finish. Like, man, that was fantastic. It felt big time. It felt awesome. Just seeing just seeing where it came down to with The Rock back. A lot of things to wonder where they're gonna go. Is The Rock gonna try and be a tribal chief? Are we gonna have this three-way of who's gonna be tribal chief? Is The Rock gonna reveal himself to be the true head of the table for the new bloodline? Where's this gonna go? So a lot of intriguing things. I heard The Rock's schedule for filming is over right now, so we'll see where this ends up going. But a lot of really great things to definitely look for in this show.